So the hype around BO6 is kind of at an all-time high, especially after the zombie stuff and the week worth of all the BO6 multiplayer gameplay that kind of got leaked because of a bad patch on PlayStation. It took about a week to fix because all the patches got to go through PlayStation. Before we get too deep into the video, kind of talking about some of the hype around BO6 and some of the issues that I think going into it that people will have, I want to thank you guys. So you guys have been supporting a lot of the spectating videos, some of the dialogue videos, so thank you for that. If you haven't subscribed, you want to find your way back, try hitting the subscribe button if you enjoy the content. Sometimes YouTube might unsub you, or if you enjoy the content, hit the like button. If not, don't. Either way, obviously this week was pretty hectic. We got a lot of zombies intel, probably the most zombies intel we've ever had, and it being round based, that's gotten a lot of people hyped. I think people got to go to the studio. Ooh, almost got slammed. People got to go to the studio, play the game early, like a week and a half ago. So they got tons of time to script their content, put it out. So that was a lot of intel to drop all at once. And I think for the most part, pretty good. We'll get into some of the nitpicky stuff people have been talking about. But in general, I think that's solid. Multiplayer, everyone's talking about how great the movement looks, how smooth it looked, how the gunplay looks a little bit better. Even though some people were saying it still had a lot of visual recoil. I don't know if that's 100% the case or just some of the gameplay was just awful, but there's some pretty amazing things you can do with this Omni movement. And I think a lot of people were hyped about that, especially from some of the issues we had in some of the previous Call of Duty titles, especially recently, where they really kind of put that weighted vest on you and made it feel like crap to play Call of Duty. Even with all the hype, obviously they're recorded on on PS4 gameplay, so like 720p 30 frames or whatever. We definitely got to get to new gen, but based off some PlayStation report or even a Call of Duty report, like over 40%, somewhere between 40 to 50% of players that play on a console for PlayStation are on old gen. They're not on PS5s yet, even after 7 years or whatever the heck we've had the consoles. It feels like, I don't know the exact date, but okay, got a stun that missed. But I think there's a lot of issues that are going to come up with the new game dropping. And like I said, some of them will be nitpicky. I think part of the issues stem from, like, a lot of people don't really understand that it's not the same company making Call of Duty every year. It might be Activision and Xbox, but the studios are the ones actually making the game. And I don't think enough people realize that the difference between the studios. I know you're a no-life Call of Duty player. You generally get that. But I think some people even forget that nuance. That this year we're getting Treyarch. The current year that we're playing right now of MW3, which has been great all year, except for the campaign that was kind of trash, has been Sledgehammer Games, and they've been supporting this game like no other, and it feels like a good game to play, especially for multiplayer. Then we had IW, which is responsible for MW2, which is probably the worst Call of Duty I think I've ever played. It's kind of up there with a couple other CODs, but I think it takes the title of worst COD I've ever played. And it almost got to the point of that game coming out that I almost said, you know what? Maybe I'll cover one of the other 10 games I play, because I do play a variety of games. It's not just Call of Duty. I know some people think that, like, you only play Call of Duty, that's it. But I play plenty of other games, and people will be surprised, like, what, you play Destiny? Oh, you played this game? That game? Yes, I played quite a bit of other games, and even streamed a lot of those games over on Twitch. If you want to go ahead and check that out, we've done a ton of variety games. There's some variety games coming up I'm interested in before the launch of BO6, but that's an aside. We'll get into that I'm sure at a different day. The part that is why I bring that up, the studio thing, is because a lot of people go back to, well, the beta's too good to be true. Like this gameplay we're watching, there's no way it could be real. Because what's going to end up happening is we're all going to fall in love with the gameplay. It's going to feel good. And then day one patch, they're just going to ruin it. Like IW did with MW2. You were able to bunny hop. The movement was a little bit smoother, still trash, but a little bit smoother. And they took that away from us. Like Treyarch's not that. And they've invested way too much into this movement system. And generally, if you've been a fan of Call of Duty, Treyarch has had this consistent theme of how they want to make their games. And you might not always like the themes, whether it's Black Ops 3 with the jetpacks or BO4 with the semi-futuristic no campaign. But generally, when it comes to multiplayer, the experience is fairly dialed in. They don't really miss. And I don't think we're going to get a miss this year around. And I think that's part of the apprehension around it, right? Because people are like, ooh, I don't know. They're going to take it away from us like they did last time. Smart move, bailing on that. Get a little quick nade, reposition, probably should try and plate. You did get a stun off, maybe you can shoot him in the back. You got to plate up, somebody can shoot you in the back. We'll hopefully they don't die there. But the other part was that I think a lot of people felt like they got shafted or a little bit jaded from the switch from MW2 to MW3, because MW3 ended up being so good, minus the campaign, which was complete garbage, and too short and had several issues. But multiplayer, pretty good. Even the new maps they put out are actually pretty good. I'm like, dang, I don't need to play shipping. I can play this new map called Bait, and it actually plays well. Small map. We need more of this, and they've been killing it, so I can't give them enough credit on that side. But because of that, people have like this, I paid $70 for a DLC. Maybe you did, but it just sucks that you had to do MW2 at all. Anyone had to do MW2. That should have been a year. COD skipped, and we just went straight into MW3, and I think it would have been pretty good. But obviously, it would have had its issues. And then I think we've had exposure to Black Ops 6, multiplayer, and now zombies, which both look great. And then people who are like Warzone mains, now they're a little bit apprehensive, like, oh, what's going to happen? Okay, rumor is we're not getting a new map. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. How does the movement change? Do we get the Omni movement? Even though it's pretty much been confirmed we'll get Omni movement. It's like, well, how does that work with the loadouts and this and this? How is the integration going to work with the weapons? There's a lot of unknowns, and we're at that little spot where it's not really going to get answered probably until COD Next, when people like myself get to go there, play the game early, provide like a live feedback to our audiences and tell them whether it's trash, like Warzone 2 when it dropped, and I did that at COD Next. I trashed that game for the entirety of the 2 hours that I played Warzone. I talked about how garbage it was right in front of the devs and in front of all the people. I had no problem doing that because it's not going to cost me an invite. I can be honest. You know, I have a little bit of respect. You got invited, but I'm still going to be honest no matter what the situation. I think that's where a lot of people get it twisted, is they think that like creators just get paid and to say good things. It's like, well, you haven't been following my channel that long if you think that's the case. I've been to pretty much every event possible. I've got sent every care package possible, the belt, the invite to Next, the invite to this, for 5 years, essentially 4 years probably with Warzone when they really started amping it up. And I've done those things, and I've been honest the entire time, and I've trashed multiple Call of Duty titles. I have no problem being honest about my feedback and thinking it's going to have a negative impact with me getting invited. And if it did, then I just wouldn't get invited, right? Like I would just continue to do me. If I think something's good, it's good. Generally, I'm optimistic. And it benefits me and the player base for the game to be good. So of course I want it to be good. I'm not preying on COD's downfall, because obviously if it's in a good state, then I can have more fun playing it. I can have more fun making content. The comment sections get much better, less toxic. The chats where they're all hyped to play the game, they're excited instead of, oh, terrible, you know? And I think people got locked into having a terrible COD with Modern Warfare 2019 multiplayer before Warzone dropped, Vanguard being as bad as it was, Cold War having some graphical issues. For the most part, it played well besides the streak system. That's another aside. Zombies being sucky in Vanguard was, oh my God, never play that garbage again. But it's kind of one of those things where, you know, I've bashed several games. I have no problem. If we go to COD Next and I think MW or BO6 is trash, I think the Zombies feels like trash, I feel like Warzone feels like trash, I'm going to say it feels like trash. I'm not excited about it. Like I've done for multiple years that we've had trash Call of Duties, which some people think the last 6 years have all been trash. I don't necessarily go that far. We wouldn't be playing it. You wouldn't be watching this if it was really that bad. I know everyone likes to think so, but we're getting that stage 2 where everything we've seen is good, and we're getting people that are like more nitpicky. Well, SBM's still going to be there. SBMM, of course it is. Engagement optimized matchmaking. We saw the white paper. It ain't going anywhere. They make too much money off of it because it's really about keeping players on the game to spend money, and it's doing a great job of that. Their profits month over month or quarter over quarter are like up 40% since Xbox bought Activision. It's insanity. People complain about aim assist, like, oh, it got buffed. It hasn't changed in Modern Warfare 2019 when they changed it up to 200 meters, the range, instead of like 12, 20, 30 meters that we had in older Call of Duties. But the actual strength of rotation has always been there. You can go back and look at COD 4, maybe Modern Warfare, the first console one that got popular. That one for sure has it, and there's plenty of footage out there if you want to look for it. But people are even complaining about having a pause feature in zombies, bro. Like, at least you got round-based zombies, bro. You haven't had anything since Vanguard, and Vanguard was like mind-numbingly bad. Like, whoever was responsible for that, like, they should have just said, vetoed it and said, nah, we ain't putting our name on this trash. That's how bad that was. People that are complaining there's no DMZ. No, DMZ ain't coming back. They messed up. Other games already picked up the ball they dropped. Man, this guy's actually killing it. No kills, but he's staying alive. He's gonna pull this off. There's no way. It's a 1v1v1. I still got more to say, but we're gonna keep it going. Let's go ahead and close this one out. We'll get into the next one, because I do have like 5 more talking points I want to talk about when it comes to this hype and some of the other issues, like including Ricochet being an issue. All right, you almost got the kill. Your gas mask about to run out. Okay, zone pulled to you. Oh, you might get this guy. Don't get caught off guard. Oh, he potatoed. The other person played it pretty well. There it is. Let's go. Got to go ahead and clear your area. Probably checking that box. No streaks, no gas mask. And the person's probably down low. I would imagine they're down low. Just got to be careful. You got to keep your head on a swivel, because you can get sniped pretty easily in this game. Especially at this range. Oh, there it is. Called in a streak. You can see on the mini-map, when you call in the precision, you get highlighted on the mini-map. And that's what happened there. The guy, when you put the precision airstreak in your airstrike inside your hands, it'll pop you up on the mini-map. So it gave away their position, and it marked where the path was. Oh, there it is. Will they overchow you? Oh, no, what is that? Getting back into it with the elephant in the room, and that is Ricochet. Even when it first came out, they touted it as, hey, cheaters, beware, no more. And they were so full of crap. Like, let's be honest, it never really came to form the way that we thought it was. I know people are always negative. Like, I was optimistic that it would do something. It clearly did something. I know that most people think that we have just as many cheaters as before, but now everyone's walling instead of before it was like blatant aimbot. So I don't know. We don't have metrics or data to support any of that. I know that in the general game, I don't feel like I get negatively impacted, but there are instances like we had in that reaction video where we ran into multiple and we spectated multiple. And depending on where you're at and your skill level, you may feel like you run into more than others and less than others, depending on the time of day where you're at and you know, being able to spot what you're even looking for. So that's a huge problem that they haven't addressed. Obviously, the part of the Ricochet system that there's still a lot of things that are just unclear, whether it's the reporting system. For early on, it had a lot of issues with the being able to do spam reporting, and that led to a lot of shadow bans. Then they added comms reporting, which allows the shadow ban on the comms, which is another terrible system. I don't think any creator is advocating saying these systems are good, because they're not, right? And there's a lot of creators that are actually impacted by Shadow's ban system. I don't know a ton of them, but I do get messaged daily like, oh, look, I'm shadow banned. And I don't know them, because I can't vouch for anyone I don't know. But the reality is the system's bad. If it worked well, then we wouldn't be in the situation we're in. It's actually impacted my content in a huge negative way, because the cheating problem was so bad that everyone kind of just thought anyone that was good is cheating. And that led to a lot of doubt cast on people that are legitimately very good. Whether it's the top team in the world right now when it comes to competitive, if you've seen any competitive with World Series of Warzone, the multiple LAN events, we know that the top team right now is currently Hisoka, Shifty, and Biffle. And those are the best players in the world, and they still get claims of cheating, even though they've literally proven themselves on multiple LAN setups on different days, and in Biffle's case, on even multiple different different titles among like Apex or whatever the case is. So that's led to a lot of toxicity in the community, because you can't even go and like, obviously COD's always toxic, but you can't even get like a, ooh, good shot. Nope, they're probably cheating. Let me watch this kill cam with negativity in my heart. That's just kind of how it is. And it's unfortunate because, you know, you have that, and then you have the toxicity on the other side where everyone's trash, everyone's a bot, whatever. And then with, you know, combination of SBMM and two boxing and the VPNing and the Warzone agent that I think they're trying to shut down, or at least they tweeted about it. And I don't know anything about really Warzone Agent. I heard of it when I've streamed. People are like, hey, are you using that? I was like, no, I'm good. Like, I have no reason to use that. I don't even upload my own gameplay like that. It's not on this channel, at least. We've streamed it. We used to do it all the time. But back in 2020-ish, we transferred over our content. So we're a commentary, reaction, news type of channel. Breakdown, stat, weapon classes. It's not, I am good at game, I dropped 30 kills. Like, no, I'm at 36 years old. You're looking at for me? That's probably not it. But what I was gonna say about that is, because of that, I was kind of almost forced to cut off a piece of my own content because of that issue with Ricochet. Because even though I know that Biffle is not cheating because of all the plethora of information that demonstrates that he is not cheating, if I did a video about him, it would just be full of people that have brain rot and don't understand it and never even probably watch Biffle. And they'll go, yeah, he's cheating. Oh, known cheater. It's like, by who? Didn't he get exposed? No, he's been saying same account since day one of Warzone. What are we talking about? He dropped 50 when he was like on a PS4. Like, what are we doing? Oh, almost. Damn, the dude got just pinched. They got the triangle offense on him. So that part of the content suffered because it was so bad, that the brain rot in the comment section. And I'm sorry you guys got to deal with that sometimes. There's just so many idiots that will comment on top of the wonderful comments, people saying, hey, I watch this every day, or I wish you'd post more of these, or I like these, or I miss these, or like just positive, like, hey, I've been watching for a while, I'm hyped again, or whatever. There's positive, but there's a lot of these people that are just like, they hate everything about content creation and that you can make a living doing content. And that's a whole other story. I mean, I'm happy, I enjoy my life, and things are going well. Even though YouTube was bad there for MW2, I'll tell you that, it was horrendous. But there's a lot of people I want to cover, and I think I'm going to, because, you know, like, I guess fuck the haters. I guess that's the way I want to say it. Like, I want to do that content, so I'm going to stop limiting myself. I just want to know who you guys would be interested in a breakdown of. Obviously, those three are very, very good players. But then there's a lot of other individually skilled players, whether it's Metaphor and his solos gameplay happens to be keyboard and mouse. There's Booyah, there's Knight, Readboy on a console, and a lot of these other up-and-coming content creators that have kind of established themselves for a while, maybe in the EU or in other regions. There's a lot of good players out there that just haven't really maybe even got some awareness because no one covers that content except for maybe Swag, and he just does a live reaction, not really a breakdown. I want to get back into doing that. I just say, like, whatever, screw those people. They hopefully they have moved on. But that all resulted back from Ricochet being trash, and we'll admit it. I don't think I've ever said it's amazing, but it's definitely better than what we had in Verdansk, because literally in Verdansk we had nothing. Better than nothing, for sure, but doesn't make it good. I really wish we had something like Vanguard. I think it's called Vanguard, what Valorant has. But I know a lot of people are opposed to that just because of the safety issues and how much control you got to get over your PC. But not having cheaters is kind of a huge positive, especially if they're not going to solve the issue in another means. So I think they have to have a moment where they announce this and they explain how this issue is going to get solved, because it is a big issue that just plagues the game. Checked up top. Only 4 kills, so a little bit more of a mellow pace game. Somebody just activated the portable radar, or the radar. Oh, right there. The radar down low. You saw it pulse, so the guy knew where they were. You can play this pretty aggressively. Nice. Come on, get the kill. Nice. Pretty easy kill there. Aim assist did it all. Phone funds. Oh, so they're rocking the little key card. You know when you do, was it 24, I believe, or 27 days of doing the key card? Then you get access to the bunker under Grandma's house. When you grab that key card, every 30 or 20 seconds, I believe, maybe 30 seconds, you get an extra 500 revenue into your into your bank. So we'll see that pretty much every 30 seconds. I've never seen somebody actually get one in game. I know I was getting them there for a while because it's kind of a big deal when you're in a quad and everyone gets 500. So it's like 2,000 every 20 seconds, 6,000 a minute. It's like a guaranteed UAV a minute. When they last about 30 seconds, every other minute you have half the time. Kind of crazy. You got to plate up. They do got to rotate towards you. The play is kind of hard on this one because you can rotate early, get risk of getting shot. You do have stim, so you can rotate late. You have a durable, so you have something to work with. You can hear the person underneath you. They were gonna hit the prox mines, or are they above you? Oh, above you. Oh, almost got screwed by the mantle. Easy little thirst there. Only 3 other players left. Got to double check, making sure no one's gumming up on you. Okay, they're on top of the roof there. There might be the 2 players teaming over there. They've been playing odd this whole time, and then somebody at Grandma's house, that would be all 3 players if they are still playing that way. This is a hard rotation. You got to kind of get stuck on the wall unless you get zone pull here. Oh, got zone pull. Nice. Okay, you have a self.
Won't happen again.
Plus specialist, so you got all the perks. That's why the smoke goes off. Plus a couple other things. Okay, should have probably saved that stim. You can stim, use the box, and then redeploy here. Oh, there's still one on the ground. Oh, they're going to stim it off. Nice. 1v1v1. Should be able to third party. You just got to hear the gunfight. They're stimming like immediately. Oh, psh, the one right there, free. Nice. Will they challenge you? You might hurt yourself. Oh, the RNG on that. They put it lower. My God, what a terrible cluster. I didn't think they would get hit, honestly. So there's a 1v1. Guy has plates. They don't know where they're at. This is probably the wrong gun for that range, especially after the nerf. Okay, they're pushing you. You're behind them? No. They should be up top. And you're destroyed. Oh, you might have made it out. 5 kills. Clutched it. Oh, they didn't think you would re-heal. Thank you guys all for supporting the channel and the content. See you on the next one. Thank you for watching as always. Have a great day.